All right, so I decided to go out today and put in a full day. It's Friday now, and the week has been horrible. I've been questioning if I'm getting orders. In my last video, I posted a rant. I'm not proud of it. I actually lost a subscriber, and I don't blame him. But I figured, what the hell, let's see how this goes. So I went out at 10 o'clock, 9:59, I think, 10 o'clock, we'll call it. And 22 minutes later, I get this $6 plus order. And I knew who it was once I looked at the name, and I knew what I was going to get. And it's an attorney in town. And got there early, and it was $12. She always tips $10. So I was stoked, I'm like, cool. All right, it's only 10:30. But then, yeah, 11:16. So I didn't get any orders for, what was that, 45 minutes? And I'm like, all right, I'll end this. $12 in an hour and 15 minutes. It's under $10 an hour. So I went home. I actually shopped a little bit, and I had some stuff I wanted to put in the fridge anyway. So I came back home, and about 15 minutes later, I went out. I think it was like 11:30. So then it still took a while. Almost 30 minutes, 25 minutes later, I get this. And at this point, I'm like, dude, just get yourself to $50 on the day, and we'll call it a win, because it has been so bad. But I was getting orders at least. Kind of. At least they're recognizing I'm online. So I get this, $7, 4.1 miles. I'd take it. It's mostly highway. It's actually a different route than this, but about the same mileage. But you're going 55 or whatever. Anyway, get there by 12:07. Got there at 12:05. $5 tip, good enough. It's pretty good for how far away you were. So it's 12:05, and then 6 minutes later, I get another offer, and I'm like, okay, cool. Excuse me. They see me, so I'm getting some. $3.91 for 1.5. I'll take that. Odd number, but and I wasn't that close to McDonald's, so I'm pretty sure that was ready. Delivered by 12:27, and yeah, I got there at 12:18. Interesting how the DoorDash pay was $2.91 there. That's odd. Maybe that was declined a lot. I'm not sure, but anyway. So it's 12:18. 2 minutes later, I get this. I know they're, excuse me. I know they're small orders, but I'm just happy to be getting orders at this point. So $3.50 for 1.5, delivered by 12:31. Got there at 12:27. $1.50 tip, whatever. Not bad, really. So 12:27, 12:28. Another small little order. Did I take this? Yeah, I took this. Dairy Queen. Actually ended up going to the high school, and the kid was pretty cool. I know he only tipped $1.50, but delivered by 12:43. Got there at 12:38. He was waiting for me too, and sometimes you have to leave it at the office. It's a pain in the ass, but he was there. Seemed like a good kid, so I kind of felt good about that, actually. I don't like delivering to the high school, but I didn't feel bad about that one. So 12:38. 2 minutes later, I get this order. We're never going to take this. Still amazes me people don't tip. But he didn't, so we didn't deliver that one. So 12:40. 1 minute later, I get this. So $4 for 0.8 miles. This is actually going to elementary school. It was to the receptionist, not a kid. So yeah, we got delivered by 12:54 on that one, and got there at 12:40. What is it? 12:49. So that's not bad. $2 tip. That's fair for that distance. I wasn't even close to Arby's at that point either. So 12:49, and then I didn't get an order till 1:37. So that's a long time, and it was $3 for 0.8. I actually like this place a lot, and I'm like, wow. So I'm in the loop. I'm getting orders. So it's not like they think I'm offline. I'm getting some orders. So I was just kind of happy about that. And it's only 0.8 miles. So delivered by 1:44. Got there at 1:43. $1 tip for whatever. It's 0.8 miles. So 1:43. Didn't get an order till 2:11. But I'm stoked on this one because it's like, guaranteed $10 for 3.6 miles for 2 items. I forget what they were, but it was very simple, obviously. So delivered by 2:33. Got there at two. No, now I got an add-on a couple minutes later. So I'm like, great, this is going to be a decent hour finally. Excuse me. And additional 1.2 miles. So 4 items and 7 units. I like how DoorDash is doing this now. It was 7 items, but it was duplicate items. So it was really only 4 items with like maybe 2 here and 2 of these. So that's one good thing. Excuse me, gosh. I got to give DoorDash credit for is this. This is a good change because you don't have to look at all the items and see if it's like 6 bananas, 3 onions, or something like that. So they make it clear for you without looking. So I like that. I'm like, great. So delivered by 2:46. Let's say on this one, it's the second one. Oh yeah, then there was a fire on the way to these orders. I see a fire on the east side of town, right by where Grocery Outlet is. And I'm like, shit, I swear, that better not be Grocery Outlet, dude. I just got 2 decent orders. If the fucking store's on fire, I'm going to really be... It's just... The dash gods are not on my side. It turned out to be... It's actually... Taco Bell's right across the street. I'm like, I hope that's Taco Bell. I hate to say that, but... It wasn't, but this is like 2 doors down from Taco Bell. It was a house fire. By the time I got done shopping, they got it out. But there's some brush back there, so they did a really good job. I could see it, black smoke from far away. So by the time I got there, it was almost contained or getting better. And they're on it. The fire departments around this area are unbelievable. God bless them. But anyway, so 13:58 it turned out on that first order. And I got there at 12:39. And second order... I got there a couple minutes early. I was supposed to be there by 2:46. So, yeah, $4 tip. Good little stretch right there. And I'm like, excuse me, I'm just happy to get orders at this point in time. All right, so 2:44. Don't get an order. No, I must have missed an order here. This is another Grocery Outlet. I think it was only a couple items too. But I ended up getting there at 3:13. I'm not sure when I was supposed to be there, but... probably not far off. So did get another order, and shopping orders always help. So 3:13, $4. Yeah, 1 minute later, $4, 1 mile, 7-Eleven, not even alcohol. I'll definitely do that. Delivered by 3:22. Got there at 3:28. I'm not sure. 7-Eleven was struggling a little bit today. I had to shop for myself a couple times. All right, so 3:28, and then 1 minute later, I get this. Now, all right, so 1431 plus 3 miles, 21 items, 50 units. So there's a lot of duplicate orders in this one. I think one of them was like 10, ramen cups, 6 bananas. So not ideal, but heck, dude. I'm actually getting orders. I'm not even really close to the store either, so I'm kind of stoked they gave that to me. And it's a plus, so we'll see what it could be. Delivered by 4:04 though, so they want me to get 50 units of stuff in my cart, pay, and get there in like half an hour. It did not happen. There's a couple substitution issues, or they're pretty on it, but I didn't get there till 4:04. It says I was like 11 minutes late. I don't agree with that. For those of you who have the on time matters with the kind of new format, it's a pilot program. That would suck. So anyway, I was happy just to get that there within an hour. And 18:30 for 21 items, decent enough, man. I'm like, okay. I mean, at the beginning of the day, I'm like, I just want to get the $50, and so now I'm like kind of doing okay, and I'm noticing that getting orders more later in the day. Someone mentioned earlier, or in a comment, that in his area, lunch is like the worst time to dash now. And it's kind of that way here now. Midday lunch rush is just almost non-existent. I picked up a couple today, but I don't know. Anyway, so $9.74 tip. That's cool on them. Pretty heavy stuff, but anyway, so it's 4:15. Get one right away. 307 for 1.5 miles. I'm not even close to Taco Bell. So I'll take that. Like, man, I'm actually getting offers. I was kind of stoked on that. And this actually makes sense if you're doing, miles per hour. Per dollar. So I get there, though, and I noticed I didn't really know what was going on. I'm like, really? One item, a salsa packet. And I'm like, that's right. And I noticed the name, Destiny P. I delivered to her. And also, then I noticed the address was at a hotel about 100 yards away from Taco Bell. So I'm like, something's off here. And also, when I looked at the address, or, the room number, it said 646. And it's only a 3-story building. So I'm like, something's really kind of wrong here. But anyway, I pick it up. Pick up by 4:21. It was ready. I mean, it's kind of funny and laughable. I was almost going to talk to the crew about it, but so anyway, delivered by 4:27, I think, or 26. So I ended up delivering it at 4:27. But I walked into the hotel lobby and I'm like, "There's no 646 here. I know that." She's like, "You're like the third person that's brought that here." Yeah, it's only 3 stories, so 324 is our highest number. So as you can see, I'm on the phone with DoorDash. I call DoorDash. I go to my car, and I'm wondering what to do. And it's all automated now. And I'm talking to DoorDash on the phone, and he's not really understanding what I'm saying. But at one point, the automation's like, put it in the nearest location and explain why you put it there. So I just went in, put it in the lobby desk, took a picture, and left. I might as well pocket that $3.07. Ironically, that's the DoorDash pay. So it must have been like declined or taken back multiple times. So it's not $2, it's $3.07. But while I'm on the phone, first of all, while I'm on the phone, I park in my spot, which is nearby. I get this order, $2. I'm on the phone, easy decline. Another douchebag. What is it? $4.29. Well, a minute later, I get this $3.50 stacked order for 2. I mean, there's nothing good about that. Nothing good about one of those orders. Someone probably tipped $1.50. The other person tipped nothing. So 2 declines. Bam, bam. But while I'm on the phone with support, I'm getting calls from a phone number that does say DoorDash at the top. But I got a couple calls, which DoorDash never does that. They never call you twice. And I was still on the phone with support. But while I was at the hotel, I did call the customer, or the supposed customer. So I don't know how they got my number or what they're doing, but when they called, so finally I get this order. And then there's another phone call. I get the third phone call from this call. That supposedly is DoorDash. I took this order. What the heck? They're giving me orders. So on the way there, I do answer the phone, and I could barely hear him. It's kind of jumbled, and I'm like, "Yeah, you got to turn your volume up. I can't hear you." And maybe they spoke up a little bit. It was fishy. And then all I could kind of hear is like, "Verify your details." I'm like, this kind of sounds like a scam call. I was just on support, or DoorDash support on the phone, and then click, they just hung up right away. So it was some type of scam. That was definitely not Destiny that did that. I hope her account didn't get hacked. But while I was on the phone with support, I did mention, hey, you better check this out. Something's not right here. One sauce pack. 3 people have tried to deliver to this hotel. Anyway, that was the strange part of the day, but ended up delivering this. Let's see what time. 4:53. It's 2 different orders. 4:51 got them both there. So that's cool. I'll take that. And I'm getting orders finally. I know it's Friday, but I just thought I was being ignored by DoorDash. But I think it's really the people that order at certain times of day. They're just it's changing. So got to adapt here. So 4:51 took almost 15 minutes, 13 minutes or whatever to get 5:53 from Pizza Hut. I'm right by Pizza Hut. I know that this is going to take probably 10 minutes Well, one thing about Pizza Hut and DoorDash is kind of a little flaw there. When the minute DoorDash gets the order to cook the food, Pizza Hut from DoorDash, we get the the offer. So you always know it's gonna be probably 10 minutes. Wait. I didn't even get. It took me a couple minutes to get there actually, but I was gonna do it. I got an order. Keep getting orders, so I'm happy about that part. So delivered by 5:13. At 5:22, that's about standard. DoorDash didn't even alert me to say, "Hey, is there a wait at Pizza Hut?" Which they normally do if it's like a minute or two after the pickup. So they got to kind of dial that in a little better. But 5:22, then 1 minute later I get this, which is horrible. It's not even worth looking at to, maybe deliver that short one. It's just not worth it at all. So decline that. Another decline. It's 5:23. I think is that the same time? I can't see the time there. I took this one though. 6:25, 3.8 miles. Again, yeah, I think it was 5:29 actually because it says delivered by 5:39. They were not ready. These weren't even on the screen when I got to 7-Eleven. I got an add-on while I was there, on the way there. And so I'm like, cool, it seems worth it. It's on the way. So, yeah, thanks. We got 2 orders. I'm guaranteed basically, 12.25. So what happens here is I had to shop for some of my own stuff. I'm sure I was late on these too. I do feel bad for this girl. It was only 4 items. You can't see here. One of them was Ben and Jerry's, and then it was like a couple Diet Cokes and some candy. But she ended up tipping me a lot. So I went to this house first. It was $6, I'm assuming, yeah. And then I got to the house that didn't have the ice cream, and 7-Eleven says they can't substitute items anymore. And I'm like, all right, just refund it, So they did, but ended up being a $6 tip. It's kind of far out there, not too far. It's highway-ish, but I felt bad about that. And then she kind of got, probably the main thing they wanted was Ben and Jerry's, so. Anyway, it's 5:47. Right away, I get this 1704, 3.8 miles, and I'm pretty far away from the pickups. And it's a food cart, Rue, which is kind of slow, and 7-Eleven. They wanted me to go to Rue first. I knew they were not going to be ready, so I went to 7-Eleven first. It was alcohol. And then I went to Rue. It's on the way to the pickup anyway, or to the delivery. And they were just ready. I had to wait like a minute. They were bagging it. So that worked out pretty well. Delivered by 6:10. Got there at 6:04. So, and she's a pretty cool lady, or woman, or girl. Always very friendly and grateful. So, and I was grateful too. I love going there for sure. So, I got there at 6:04. Right away, I get this 950 for 3.5 miles. Straight down the main strip, delivered by 6:18. He was ready too. He forgot a drink, so I was a couple minutes late, but I don't know how they could call me late on that one. I just took the main road, which is 20 miles per hour in some spots. So anyway, 950. I'll take that. So 6:20 now. Took about 18 minutes to get this order. 7:56 grocery outlet, 2 items. I think it was milk and butter. So I knew they were going to have that. Delivered by 6:58. Got there at 6:52. And I think this is going to be the end of it, actually. Yeah, and at 7:02, I called it. It's kind of a long day, all in all, for me. But, 7.5 hours, 137. If you would have told me that it was even possible to make 137 today, I would have called you crazy. There's just no way that was going to be a possibility. I was hoping for 50 on the day. Make like $6 an hour or something. But so maybe it's time for me to adapt. The evening was better. The lunchtime has been crappy. It's kind of been my go-to for months, though. And as you can see here, let's go through. My first dash was $12. $12 for an hour and 15 minutes, basically. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to do the math. That's like under 10. Yeah, it's $9.60 an hour for that first dash. and is lucky that I got that good tipper. Otherwise, it would have been worse. But the second dash got better. 137. DoorDash pay was 57, and tips were 80. I thought it would be more. Feels like it would be more tips, more offset there. But who cares? And I was getting orders today. 21 deliveries, 19 offers. So DoorDash hasn't forgot about me. I think it's down to the people that aren't ordering food at certain times. Too, the lunch rush, someone commented, like I said, the lunch rush has been crap where he is. And I've got a couple comments like that, so I don't know. It's strange. But anyway, that equals out to be, $18.25 an hour, which is 100% what if you guys know me, that's what I'm accustomed to. Usually I average out, over the last few months, I've been averaging more than that. So that's a little more like it. So maybe I do need to adapt. And I do apologize again for that rant video. My last video was just selfish, childish, just stupid, embarrassing. So anyway, that was my day on Friday. I'm going to go full bore on Saturday, and I got the Charger game at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So Sunday might be a half day. But anyway, that's DoorDash for you, man. I hope you guys are all hanging in there, man. Just hang in there. Anyway, peace out.